When I did my Santa Barbara fan book unboxing a couple of weeks ago, people were hoping that I would show some of the inside. The reason I didn't do that is because I had left it sealed because I wanted to get it for Christmas. I put it into my Christmas wish box, and cleverly the person I live with chose wisely and gave this to me for Christmas. Otherwise I would have given it to myself for my birthday the next week. And now that I've opened it and actually started reading it, I can reveal some of the secrets of the Santa Barbara fan book. The advertisement on the website for the Santa Barbara fan book did include someone flipping through the book, and wasn't too concerned really about what photos might be in there. Leave that up to, you know, the editor's prerogative, what he wants to put in and what's available. My only not really concern, but the one thing I thought might be an issue is that during the demonstration there was obviously at least one two-page spread of a photo that, with this type of binding, of course, would get split down the middle and probably obscure the center of the photo. So for this first part of the unveiling, what I've done is I've marked every single two-page photo, and there are, I think, about 10 of them. Just so you can judge, you know. There's this, well, there's this one on the front. Clearly, there's nothing really badly obscured by the fold because it's a beach scene. A little bit further in, we have this Capwell family photo. This is, I think, one of only two where I would say the photo is, you know, diminished by having the seam right down the middle of CC and partly Eden. Here is a beach scene of cruising Eden, and unfortunately all the action is happening within the fold. So here is a wedding photo, and as you can see, the bride seems to be cut right down the middle. I believe that's the bride. Here is a pair, and I would say this fold does not negatively impact the enjoyment of this. Here is a group photo, and here Julia is the one who is bisected by the seam. And here we have a large group photo, and Sophia seems to be the one who's affected by the seam here. And one final one is this pair of Cruisin' Eden, which seems to be fine with that fold in the middle. So those are literally the only photos that are negatively impacted by the binding type of this. And I have to say, there are so many photos in here that I have never seen. There are other two-page ones that are not, you know, really relevant to the seam. They're spaced far apart. But this book has an amazing number of photos, and they're all really great and high resolution. And it was more than I could have guessed. A lot of these I had not seen, even though people post photos on the Santa Barbara Facebook page all the time. These are great. Obviously, some publicity shots for the show among them, and I assume some of these other ones were publicity shots for the actors, potentially not related to the show, but in the era. But all in all, you couldn't really complain at all about just the sheer volume of great photos that are in this book. I will show you the thickness of it again. It's very good thick paper, and it's 290 some pages. The book is divided into several sections. Interestingly, the first section is called Storyline Synopsis, 1984 to 87. And so that basically gives a rundown of the first 2.5 to 3 years worth of storyline interspersed with relevant photos. So basically just summarizing, I would say not all the plots. I would say the popular plots, the plots that are memorable. There's some minor characters who come and go who are not mentioned. But that is down to the prerogative of the person doing the book. That is the focus of this, and so I can't, even let's say one of my favorites was missing, you can't really say that it was a poor choice by the editor, because it's really well done. The next section, starting on page 102, is character biographies, and these are these 2-page spreads with a photo on the left and a summary of the character on the right. Now, this is not every character from the show, and in fact, not every actor who played even the main characters. There are a lot of the main characters in here. I haven't really gone in depth to see if there's anyone obviously missing from the main character list. But as far as I can tell, they've largely picked one actor to represent a character. I don't remember if there were 3 Masons. Definitely Elaine Davies obviously is in here. So if you want this to be a definitive guide of every actor on Santa Barbara, that's never going to happen. And it's just favorites. And once again, no one could fault the choices made here. So find that a very nice section to read for what it is. And the subsequent years, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, are broken up into sections. And they are the plot summaries for those years. And once again, not every plot is summarized. As you can see, the text is fairly minimal. There's no way they could do a year's worth of plots in this space, and it's just literally summaries of the most interesting things. Here's a section entitled Mason Woos Julia, so that's the main focus of this 1992 section here. Of course, one of the reasons for the delay in publishing was this wonderful foreword by A. Martinez, which every fan will be happy to have included. That's about all I can say about that. I would say if this is appealing to you, that it's a great book to have just to look at the photos of, and just as a reminder. I think there may be some factual errors in even this first plot summary section. I don't know if that was something that got introduced in editing or something got abbreviated. So I wouldn't say that these plot summaries will 100% match up with your memories. I have to say that we have just recently rewatched the first 2 years, and so I'm most familiar with those. The later ones kind of seemed right to me. So, yeah, that is it. That's my review of the Santa Barbara fan book. I see absolutely no reason not to buy it unless your only interest in Santa Barbara is Mr. Bottoms and you're annoyed that he doesn't appear as in a photo and is not mentioned at all in the book. Otherwise, it's a really great thing to have. And imagine if you had this in 1992 when there was no availability of people's VHS tapes that they have kindly been uploading to YouTube. And this was all you had to remind yourself of Santa Barbara. I mean, this would be an amazing book to go through over and over back in the days before you couldn't just, pick a large number of them off YouTube at random. And even then, YouTube pulls them regularly when a copyright holder makes a complaint. So it's a lovely thing to have. And that's my review.